The time has come. We have reached game week. Week 0 is upon us. Farmageddon is taking place in Dublin this Saturday at noon. We are saving that preview for later this week, along with both of our college football playoff predictions and our preseason top 12 rankings. That's coming out later this week. Today, it's all about conference championship game predictions. This is mainly going to be an opinion-based episode who we think are going to make the respective Power 4 conference championship games for all of our other episodes, positional rankings, conference win totals, conference power rankings. Those contain a buttload of stats and analysis, so go check those out. This is Always Talking Ball. Tyler Noe, Lance Barton. Before we get started, as always, make sure you like and subscribe on whatever platform you're tuning in on. Make sure you're following us on X, Instagram, and TikTok. And as always, we are brought to you by Frost Buddy, the best can cooler koozie on the market. It's a 10-in-1 koozie that keeps your drinks cold, man. Whether it's a traditional 12-ounce can, a slim seltzer can, Coke bottle, bottled water, glass bottle, you name it, man. They've got a ton of college football teams on there. I just happen to be rocking a brand new Indiana Frost Buddy here. Pretty sick for all you Indiana fans out there. I know we got a lot of Indiana subscribers, Indiana listeners. My wife got that for me for my birthday. It's pretty sick. Head over to frostbuddy.com/ATB. And when you check out, make sure you choose the 30% cash back option. You'll get an email after purchase, and they'll give you a sweet credit that you can use on a future Frost Buddy product. And they have what they're calling like these thick buddies. It's similar to a Stanley. My wife just got one. It's 50 ounces, and it has an insert that you can pop in like a Starbucks iced coffee in there too, and just carry it around. Like, it's pretty sick. Men, go to frostbuddy.com/ATB. Get your wife one of those, and they will love it. frostbuddy.com/ATB. Well, you know what? If there's ever a conference that chalk will not fly, it's going to be the Big 12 conference. As we saw last year.
That's what we call a transition, folks.
Yeah. BYU, Arizona State coming out of the woodwork. Iowa State. I mean, yeah, just chaos everywhere. Utah and Kansas State falling, Oklahoma State falling. Like, it was just a roller coaster of a conference. And I think really we think we know kind of what the top half of the teams look like, and maybe a couple of teams that could sneak up, but that's just the overarching theme with this conference, man. It's just like you got to watch every week. It's like a soap opera almost. Like, you don't know what's coming on. It's like you're watching Grey's Anatomy every Thursday night. And you're like, what's going to happen? Who's going to hook up with who? Who's going to die this week? What place the hospital is going to blow up? Like, that's what the Big 12 is like. It's like season 21 of Grey's Anatomy.
I love that analogy, by the way. We got to clip that one out. We got to clip that one out and probably post it to the socials. So, I mean, storylines, man. I mean, I don't really think we need to go just heavily into it, but just some kind of underrated ones, like Rich Rod being back in Morgantown with West Virginia. You've obviously got Scott Frost being back in Orlando at UCF. I'll look at quarterback position in the Big 12. We just talked about some of these other conferences where you've got guys that are first-year starters at the program that they're going to be starting at this year. The Big 12 has got a bunch of guys that are proven production in college football. Maybe they're not going to be your highest level like NFL draft picks, but the quarterbacks in the Big 12 going into this year have the most proven production of any other conference in college football. It's the deepest going into the season. So right now, I'm going to give you first crack at a dark horse. Who you got?
I've got two. I feel like I'm cheating. I feel like I don't want to take either one of yours, but the conference is so deep. We'll see. I've got, so if you're looking at my Big 12 predictions here, the team that I have in third, Kansas, is the team that everyone was like, are you kidding me? Kansas with 9 wins? But like, Lance Leipold, Jalen Daniels, they could really work some magic out of their hat. You look at their schedule, man, it is the easiest in the conference by far. They don't play Arizona State. They don't play Baylor. They don't play BYU. They don't play TCU. They don't play Houston. They don't play Colorado. And they get Iowa State and Texas Tech on the road. So it's kind of like the old adage of like, yeah, you might as well get those games on the road, because if you had those games at home, they'd be tougher games. Kansas State is their toughest game at home in conference, which, they're going to beat Kansas State eventually, right? I mean, they're not going to just keep losing to them forever, right? I mean,
maybe they do in Jalen Daniels last year.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
And then another team that I think everyone is just looking over because they lost their quarterback a couple months ago, and that's BYU. And now they got a quarterback who's a true freshman, Bear Bachmeyer,
What a name.
and the guy wears number 47. Like, and Kalani Sitake, like, I can't remember where we had him on like our Big 12 head coach rankings. Like, he is up there, dude. Like, he's a solid quarterback. Just what they did last year with a guy, no name. Nobody knew who Jake Ratzlaff was last year, right before the season started. He comes out, he plays okay. It was really that defense and then that seniority every year that BYU is always going to have with the guys that go on mission. And they come back and they're 25, 26 playing in college football. Of course, that's everybody now. I mean, how old is Diego Pavia? Like 37? Like, so, we just got BYU there, the third easiest schedule in the conference. They're only underdogs to Iowa State and Texas Tech. Again, with the new guy at quarterback, even though he might be exciting, no one's seen any film on him. I just don't know if that's going to translate into wins. I've got them 7-5, but again, they're only underdogs in 2 games. So you kind of just do favorite underdog there. You win all the games you're favored in. That's 10 wins right there. So I don't know. There's a couple teams I'm looking at as dark horses there. And again, Kansas was 18-1, BYU's 20-1.
Well, you did take one of mine. I'm going to piggyback off of you. Kansas at 18-1. For the reasons you said, the schedule that they've got, that beautiful new stadium. They get some of their toughest games at home. Obviously, they go to Texas Tech in conference play. They go to Ames to Jack Trice Stadium in mid-November, but they get a bye week before that game, before they go to Jack Trice against Iowa State. But if they could somehow hold serve in Lawrence at that beautiful new stadium, like you said, is this the year they finally get Kansas State? As we sit here today, do I think it's impossible for Kansas to beat Kansas State at home this year? Absolutely not. The impossible is the possible in the Big 12 in this conference. It just flat out is. Dude, I got to bring this up. I almost just said this just to kind of be funny, but also would it really be that shocking after what we saw last year with Arizona State predicted to finish last in the conference, ended up winning the dang thing? I'm looking at these DraftKings odds to win the Big 12. Tied for dead last is the guy that you and I talk about every year that when people doubt him, when people act like his team is going to be booty, he just sits there with a smile on his face and grows out a mullet and comes out and just wins, baby, win. Oklahoma State at plus 5,500. If I'm in the Big 12 this year, I was looking at their schedule, the Oklahoma State gets some games this year in Stillwater where they're catching some teams at home. They get Baylor at home. That could be interesting. They get Kansas State at home. They get Iowa State at home. I'm just saying, man.
Dude, you know what's crazy is that the other 3 power conferences, Mississippi State, Purdue, Stanford, they're all 500-1 to win their conference. Then the last place team. The last place team in the Big 12 is, like you said, only 55-1.
Yeah.
Like, that's how close packed together they are.
And again, I don't think anybody would be, other than the people, I'm going to call it the casuals. When the casuals just look at someone's record from the previous year and think that correlates to the next year, which obviously means nothing in today's college football and the transfer portal era, it would not shock me at all, man. We look up and there's Oak State, Mike Gundy in November, catching teams coming to Stillwater with a chance to sneak their way into the Big 12 championship. But like, I'm not on record saying that they're my dark horse team. That's Kansas for me. In the Big 12 championship game, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, man. I've been saying all offseason that I think these 2 teams are going to be the class of the Big 12 this year. And I've got Texas Tech and Utah in a rematch from the regular season, matching up against each other in the Big 12 championship game. Texas Tech is the most talented team in the Big 12. Does that mean they're the best team? Not necessarily. I do believe it is, that it does mean that they are the best team in the Big 12. I do think that where they've beefed up on both sides of the dang line of scrimmage, and they did it in a huge way in the transfer portal, I think that pays dividends for Texas Tech this year. And Utah is going to go back to doing what they do best, which is line up and just try to bloody your nose on offense with one of the best offensive lines in the country. Morgan Scalley's defense is going to do the same thing they do every single year, which is be one of the best defenses in the country and one of the best defenses in the Big 12. I think those two teams match up. I think the line of scrimmage play from both of those teams are going to be the best in the Big 12 this year. They're going to play in the Big 12 championship game. And man, I've got guns up and Texas Tech, money where my mouth is. The Red Raiders are going to the college football playoffs as the Red Raiders and Texas Tech are the Big 12 champs.
Okay. I mean, I don't know why we're even wasting our breath on these predictions. It's going to be like Houston versus Arizona in the Big 12 championship game. So I'm going to go with this is the first conference we've got completely. Like, we don't have even the same one team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Baylor and Arizona State.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona State, obviously, coming back from last year, and they losing Cam Scatterbo, but getting Kanye Udo. Kenny Dillingham is really trying to change the culture. I think he is succeeding in that. Sam Levitt, one of our favorite quarterbacks, top 5, top 10 quarterback in the country. They have a road game at Baylor, which I think they are going to drop in week 4. The Utah game is going to be tough. I think they're gonna find a way to win one of these games at Utah, at Iowa State. I got them going 10-2. I got them going 7-2 in the conference. But again, I've got Baylor going 8-1 in conference. I think they're going to find a way, probably to split that Auburn and SMU games at the beginning of the season. That's a tough 2-game stretch right there. And then the only game they're underdogs in is the game I have them losing at TCU. Every other game they are favored in because they have the second easiest schedule in the Big 12. They've got Sawyer Robertson. They've got Bryson Washington. I know Pendergrass got hurt. I think they got some running back depth there. They've got, guys on the outside. I think their defense will be improved under Dave Aranda. And I've actually got a new champion in the Big 12. I got Baylor winning the Big 12. I didn't know where I was going when I started these predictions, and I came out with Baylor on top. Baylor punches their ticket to the college football playoff. Where they will be seated, you'll have to tune in and find out on Thursday when we do our college football playoff predictions. We'll talk about our preseason top 12 rankings and much, much more. Once again, thank you guys for subscribing, commenting, liking, all that stuff on YouTube, Apple, Spotify. Football season's right around the corner. If you're just getting back into it, man, we appreciate you listening. Where have you been all off season? We're here year round, man. We love hearing from you guys. Share this podcast, share this show with your friends. We're on Instagram, we're on X, we're on TikTok. Just go find us, man. We love to converse. We love to banter back and forth. You can call us stupid, man. We got thick skin. It's fine. Plenty of people have called us stupid recently. That's fine. So we appreciate you guys listening. For Lance Barton, I'm Tyler Noe. Take care. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.